Welcome back to Hot Tub Talks. I'm your host, Chip.
I'm your other host, Garrett.
And I'm Wade.
And we are here. If things sound a little weird and different, that's because we're hot tubbing on the road today.
Yeah, we're at my apartment this time.
Yeah, Wade's using some random mic I found on the floor.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So don't put it in my mouth?
No, don't put this one in your... Oh, no, he's putting it in his mouth.
Oh, I licked it. It tasted really gross.
Yeah.
I bet you that's Sophie's mic.
I actually should give it to Sophie so she can game because it is nicer than the one she usually uses.
This is actually, it's like lighter and more lightweight.
Mine's not.
It is not bad. I thought it was going to suck, but it's actually okay when I
like
tested
it. I like it.
Yeah, now Garrett's using his own mic, which I actually really like your Rode mic.
I really like my mic.
It's
too.
a
It's
really
so
cool
good. It's
nice
really
mic.
like 400 pounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does weigh a lot though. Yeah. And we're also, there's no stereo this time because we're all going into the left ear because I don't have enough XLR cords.
Oh, no.
Because, so when everything flooded,
Hold on,
Tell
back
the
up.
audience. Tell the audience why we're here.
Why are we
You
here?
didn't say.
why are we here?
What? Josh's house flooded.
Josh's
Oh, yeah,
house
my house
flooded.
flooded. Yeah. Okay, so my house
You
flooded.
must have forgotten already.
Yeah, I did. No, you know why I wouldn't have forgot? Because ever since then, so I was actually up in Salt Lake.
Your
Should I
room is
check
part of
in
your
on
house.
my
Yeah.
family? My
Flooded.
family lives down the street from you.
No,
You
we're
think they
fine.
flooded?
No, it was a plumbing issue. It was just us.
I thought it was because of the snowstorm.
No.
or something.
Zach plugged the toilet.
Oh my gosh.
Zach.
Well,
Oh,
okay,
no.
but also it was like, okay, I'll just tell the story from the beginning. So I'm with you guys, you boys in Salt Lake, right? We went to the Pie.
Oh
Amazing.
yeah, to the
Which-
All-Star game.
Yeah.
All-Star
Yeah.
game. All-Star game.
By the way,
Did you guys
it was
have a
good.
time?
It was a good time.
Even
It
though
was so good.
we just wandered around and
Even
Yeah.
though
It was fun.
we did nothing about all-starry stuff, it was a good time.
It was
I
good. I
liked
loved it.
seeing like the protest of random people there.
I also
I have
loved
no
that.
idea what they were protesting about.
I know there was
Homelessness,
cops
I
there.
think, in Salt Lake.
And then there was a couple llamas.
Oh, that was the best
Some
part, I
person
think.
had a couple of llamas just on the street corner.
That's my dream, to be that guy.
I
With the
just want
llamas?
I want a couple
Just be like
llamas.
the weirdo that brings the cool stuff and everyone thinks you're a cool
Guy with the llamas.
Hey, that's like me with the lightsabers, man.
Yeah, exactly. So we're up there hanging out, right? We get to the Pie, and
Great
then I'm on my
pizza
way home,
place.
right? And it's I'm about 20 minutes out from home, right? I get a text from my sister. She's like, "The house flooded." I'm like, "Oh no!" She's like, "Text mom for more details." I'm like, "Okay." She's like,
What the heck?
but not right now because she's a little busy." I was like,
she's a
okay.
little
I'd
busy.
imagine.
Okay. So I get home and I get the full story. Apparently, they noticed it. He probably plugged it right after church, right? And it had been going for several hours.
Oh
but
no.
there was a plumbing problem.
This is
with
like when
the
my
toilet.
toilet flooded.
Yeah.
Remember that over the summer?
There was something with like the chain. Oh, that sucked. That was insane.
It was good smell. By the way, speaking of just toilets flooding, apparently there's what is that building called that has human resources
HR? What?
in
In
BYU campus?
the
The ABL building or something?
I think so.
Something like that. I know that's not right,
Well,
but it's something like that.
I've never been
Their
there.
toilets flooded, all of them.
Oh no.
And so, just on the top.
And then we got like the
Yeah,
worst
yeah.
snowstorm I've ever seen in living in Utah.
Yeah, it was
Yesterday.
crazy.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Not a
Good.
good day.
How
to
long
be a
you been in
toilet.
Utah?
Years.
'Cause that was not that bad.
not where we were. Up north, it's way worse.
Well, yeah, but I don't live up north.
But yeah, that's true. Anyway, so I got home. Turns out during dinner they saw the water trickling down the hallway. And then they're like,
my.
"Oh shoot, no!" So, cleanup crews come. They're tearing out. Everything out of that back room was taken out. All the books, all the
Oh,
all
Where
the
is your
equipment.
family sleeping?
Well, luckily none of the bedrooms had issues.
Okay.
So
That's
it was only that back room with like the chest table, the toy closet, and then my
And,
closet.
Yeah, the hordes of bookshelves
Yeah.
and
So
toys because there's a bunch
So
of
at,
kids.
at the point did they find it? Was it out of that hallway area into the main area?
Upstairs.
Oh, this is upstairs.
Yeah,
It was
so
upstairs.
we saw-
That's
well,
even worse.
Yeah, the toilet upstairs next to the garage flooded.
Okay.
And then we saw it going down, but it seeped into the floor, and then it went into like what's called the subfloor,
my
which is why they had to take out the
gosh.
ceiling of the
This is
basement.
insane.
That's even worse.
It's
That's
quite
terrible.
bad. Yeah.
No.
It's quite
Bad as
bad.
The time I flooded my toilet when I first moved out.
Yeah.
What's up? We got bad luck.
Yeah. We gotta stop doing that. So anyways, my closet got hit. And really, luckily, when it came to like flooding down low, nothing really got wet. Like I had a guitar case with a couple of drops on it, but that's it,
That's good.
Yeah.
Did it
My,
stink?
No, because
Okay,
it was
good.
clean water too. So it was just
Yeah.
like basically tap water.
Yeah.
That's good.
So.
My uncle, when he was going to college, he had up at the U in Salt Lake, and his apartment building caught on fire. When I was like a kid, right? His senior year, week of finals too. And ironically, a couple blocks away from the Pie is where he lived at
that's
the
cool.
time. And like just the top 3 floors caught on fire, and he was on the bottom floor, so he was fine, and he just evacuated. But like, there was so much water damage.
Yeah.
Like for the entire building. They basically ripped down the entire building and rebuilt it from scratch.
That's insane.
Because of all the water damage.
Yeah.
The water damage from the fire truck?
Yeah, from
they
the fire
flood
truck.
your house.
Yeah, they flood it. And so the whole building just
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
When
No,
you have
they-
a fire, they're gonna flood it,
yeah.
and then there's water
Like
damage.
you know, like what you're supposed to do with a campfire, like
Yeah.
basically make it into a puddle.
Yeah.
That they do that to your house.
Oh my
No,
god.
like you underestimate how much
Wow.
water they put in your house.
I guess
Yeah.
that's insane.
You'll have more water damage than fire damage at the
That's
end of it.
crazy. I guess it makes sense. So yeah. Anyways, point is they took everything out of all the rooms that they had to take the ceiling out of, including my back closet. My mom's like, "Hey, take out everything you want and need." I'm like, "Okay." So I checked. I took out the Legos. I took out.
Oh, save the Legos.
Yeah, I took out the Legos. That's about all I really took out. And then
There's 12 unbuilt boxes. Of
I'm going
Yeah,
later
it's-
the next
Josh
day.
has this massive stash.
No.
of unbuilt Legos.
First of all, I built a set. I built the
big
succulents.
speech. Oh my god.
I built the succulents,
You're a
and I
That's a
have
big one, though.
I only
That is
have-
a big one.
I only have 3. I only have 3 more.
Oh my gosh.
4 more. I keep forgetting about Winnie the Pooh. So, anyways, everything out of that back room had to be taken out, and then I realized the next day I'm getting ready. I'm like, oh, they took my socks. All my socks.
Oh, no.
Because they were like under something, so I didn't really notice. Anyway,
Usually
so
that's
now I'm
what-
running on the socks that are in the dryer.
You see, like you lose your socks because you misplaced them. At my house, I lose my socks because my dog will take them.
Yeah.
My dog Max, he likes to steal your socks. And eventually we discovered it, but then it changes momentarily. We found a whole stash of everybody's socks accumulated over like 6 months hiding behind this couch. Because he'd like tunnel his way in and then just like drop your sock there and then come back out like nothing else happened.
Dude, when
And
I
so
was
he's like, so you gotta be careful and not leave your socks on the floor because he will take them.
when I was little, me and my brother we would bunk, right? We had bunk beds, right? He was on the bottom, I was on top, and we shut up. We had this game. and we
Top
would
bunk
play it.
gang.
Yeah, exactly. We played this game, right? We called it sock throw, where I'd take off the socks that I was wearing that day, and I'd throw them on the floor, and he'd run around and pick them up and throw them back as quick as he could.
Josh, I'm just going to say you got some weird games
Listen to
you
me.
play.
Yeah.
Listen. We figured out we could keep stashing the socks, so I had a blanket at the end of my bed. I would just keep them under there. So eventually Mom was like, where the heck are all your socks? I opened the blanket. There's seriously like 30 pairs of socks underneath there. Because we'd keep it and then we'd just check it out and then we'd throw them back. It was a fun game. I don't know what the point was, but it was fun. And I would also hide socks like a dog.
You are a dog.
A mutt.
Speaking of bunk beds, I remember distinctly it was after my aunt and uncle, well, they were in their current house, like down the street from you, and and my parents and them I think it's when the first Transformers had come out. So like my poor oldest cousin.
That's how Wade distinguishes time. Instead of like BC and AD, he does like based on which Transformers movie it was closest to.
No, it's because they had gone to see it, and
Okay.
so they had all gone to see it, and of course we were all little kids, so they didn't
Yeah.
bring us. And my poor oldest cousin had to watch all of us because they all decide, hey, because they had like a bunk bed and a twin bed in what was just one of the rooms because their basement wasn't finished yet.
Right.
And they were like, oh, have I been bleeding this whole time?
I didn't notice.
My forehead's bleeding. Anyways, they decide, hey, yo, we have this fun game where we jump off the top bunk and just land on the twin bed on the other side of the room. And they show me how to do it, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that. That's scary. And then I'm like, what if I miss the bed and like just fall onto the floor between the bed? And so they're like, oh no, it's okay. Here. And then lay down on the floor as if to break my fall. If I miss.
That's insane.
I don't know how we got away with that. And so we do it multiple times, and I will say it was fun. I felt like I was flying, but
See? There's those games.
and I never landed on them. But
There's no points, but there are the games, and it's fun.
I will say, talking about while we're on the topic of bunk beds, I don't know if I've shared this story before. I was also on Top Bunk Gang.
Yeah,
Top
Top
bunk
Bunk
bed.
Gang!
top bunk.
I was deathly afraid of earthquakes,
Yeah.
but because in my little brain, my small brain, I thought earthquakes were connected to asteroids coming down, meteors, and just destroying everything.
It's
And
Well,
'cause
don't
it's
you
'cause of
worry.
that
I worried
book.
about both.
It's because of that book that they made us read in like first grade on how the dinosaurs died, and it describes in detail just the meteor hitting the earth, and then the sky is covered with ash, and then
But
there's
I just
so
don't know
much
why I related it
earthquakes.
to an earthquake.
Well, no, and then it creates all these earthquakes, and
Yeah.
So-
no, I was always worried that the bookcase that was across from our bed would fall on top of me. It's
That's
like this
valid.
massive bookcase.
But I just thought I'd get smashed by a. I didn't. The earthquake didn't
Flat
scare me.
Stanley?
The shaking didn't. It was just a meteor just comes down and destroys
Yeah.
me.
I was also afraid of that. I had to like shut my blinds because I was like, space.
But apparently, in my small brain, being on the bottom bunk, you were 100% safe.
yeah, of course.
From
Ben's
an
gonna be totally
asteroid
okay.
Just destroying.
Yeah, Ben's
just
gonna be
me.
fine. Yeah. It's gonna get us top bunk boys.
Talk bunking.
top bunk.
Anyway,
what was I
Worried
saying?
about getting squished by a bookcase like Flat Stanley.
no,
Yeah.
he got
Well, that was a
smushed by a
corkboard.
corkboard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
cork
board.
board. What a weird thing to be smushed by.
I know,
Did you guys
right?
have that assignment in elementary school?
To
where
send
you
it
had
off
send
to
it
a-
off?
Yeah,
Bro, I
yeah.
sent it to my grandpa who
I also
in
sent it to my
Phoenix.
grandpa.
I didn't
It was
send
while
it.
I lived in Utah though, and dude, my grandpa went like above and beyond. I got him back with pictures at PF Chang's, riding a Harley, floating in the pool. Like,
Dude, that's
bro
awesome.
had like the time of his life.
I hope I get a flat Stanley from one of my grandkids.
I don't know if that seems to be like our generation only, because those books aren't super old.
I know, but I
And,
still
like,
hope I get one.
It's not a thing anymore.
I still hope I get one. I don't know. I think I saw a flat
I'll send
Stanley
you a
from one of my
flat
kids.
Stanley.
Yeah. You do that. Like 20
Okay.
years.
Okay.
Send me a flat Stanley.
If my ADHD old brain doesn't forget by then.
Well, speaking of ADHD old brain, the point of my flooding story was the mics and the XLR cords were also in the closet.
Oh no!
And
So were you.
So they came out of the closet for
yeah,
this.
so now we have all of these, and we're here. And also, there's fans. Oh my gosh, there's fans
There's
everywhere.
fans
They're so loud
Oh,
all the time.
no.
So, anyways, we're recording here in your apartment.
I hate children.
There's less noise here.
So how did fans and his house flooding relate to children?
Well, because the child flooded the house.
Oh,
yeah,
It was all his fault.
to be fair, it is my favorite child.
and it
I
was
don't know.
also.
I don't know, because one of the children is just always on her phone, and so therefore she's my favorite, because she never bothers me.
Well, it was also inevitable because the toilet was already broken. It just took somebody who wasn't tedious enough to go, hold on, and fix it. Which of course is going to be the smallest. So, stop sniffing the mic.
Well, I just got a whiff of like something rancid. I'm like, is that my breath? No, it's not me. It's not you. Is it the mic?
It was probably the mic. I just picked it up on the
It was
floor.
probably because it was in his mouth.
Yeah. Anyways, on to the main podcast. What are you talking about today, Garrett?
All right, we got a few great topics today on this fine evening of Monday.
This is a Thursday. Oh yeah, it's a Monday.
Monday.
Dave released
Yeah,
Monday.
they have released Monday.
Mountain Dew and Mountain Dew flavors.
Because he just walked right into my apartment and took some of my Mountain Dew and just
An
started
hour late,
chugging.
by the way.
Yeah, you should just expect it. At this point.
Yeah.
We cannot expect it because then we will be too right.
You know what?
Yeah.
And you know what the best part is? I'm like a minute walk down the hallway.
I know. I was like, I could go bother him
I
right
went
now.
down to your apartment at 5 p.m. and knocked on the door, and there was no answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't there. So I got off work at 4.
On
Oh
time.
my gosh.
I went to Provo to get my ID.
Right.
Okay.
That took probably about till 5:30, 40 with the drive time.
Okay. So
And
now
then-
he's late because 5 o'clock was the time.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? It was about 5 o'clock. Did I say 5?
You said 5:30.
I'm
yeah.
at 4:30. It was probably
okay.
around like 5:50 by the time I got done. And then I had an interview call. Totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
And now it's 6 o'clock somewhere. And and
it's always 6 o'clock somewhere.
And now we're here recording.
Well, you
So-
know what, Garrett? Let me cut you off. Could have sent a, hey, I have an interview. I'll be there. Text.
I was already on the phone.
I would have finished
See,
my
I
homework
had
assignment
answered
that
the-
I
I
was
got a-
waiting to do.
I got a
Alright,
call.
alright.
I got a call from this random number. Pick it up. Hey, it's so and so, and I was like, oh.
You're on the podcast.
Welcome back. Yeah.
Real quick, can you post on Instagram, hey, if you want to say anything, send a message on the Hot Tub Talks Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to
I'll
do that,
do
as
that
well
right
on
now.
mine.
Yeah, you guys do that.
Do you want some? I have something for you to manage.
No, that's okay.
Garrett.
I
have
like to
something.
manage my feelings.
No, I want you to post the shorts on YouTube because I keep forgetting.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's not.
Anyways, so Garrett, after waltzing into my apartment, like an hour and a half late, marches right over to my fridge and takes out a Mountain Dew and just, no, don't you dare. In fact, get me a voltage. Grabs more Mountain Dews. Don't. That's too many.
He's going to go broke over here.
Bro, I don't have very many left. And then he just, so he takes Mountain Dew and is like, hey guys, is this Mountain Dew flavor good? So we're going to talk about this.
Oh, yes. That was so good. Ah, so good. Well, unfortunately, I don't drink, so.
So, in the comments, everyone, we want you to post your favorite Mountain Dew flavor.
But we're
Yeah.
going to have a little bit of a debate today because Garrett and I
Okay, we
agree
can
that we
agree.
both really like Voltage.
Voltage is
it's really,
the best Mountain Dew.
I don't know.
Let me
Baja
try some
Blast
voltage. I
is
haven't had
really
some voltage in
fire.
forever.
Code Red is really fire.
Let me
But
try some
Voltage is definitely the one I drink the most because I like it a lot. And it's the most consistently good.
So
Oh, that is good.
it tastes
Very
like
berry.
blue. It
It's
tastes
blue
like blue
raspberry.
Sour Patch Kids.
It's blue
Yeah.
raspberry.
That's
is the official
exactly what the flavor
That
is.
is really good.
Super good.
Okay, so we can agree at least Voltage is the top of the list, no matter what.
Sure.
The one that we disagreed on first was that Code Red. Code Red's disgusting.
I love Code Red.
'Kay.
Don't you
I
start.
don't mind
it's
it.
bottom tier
Code Red is
of
great.
all tiers.
It's cherry, right?
Whatever it is, it
Yeah.
ain't good. But then you have Liberty Brew, which is also disgusting.
Oh, I like
because
Liberty
they
Brew.
mixed all
What the
flavors.
heck is Liberty Brew?
Liberty
It's
I never
50
tried it.
flavors or 50.
What the heck?
Or maybe it's just 5 Mountain Dew flavors mixed in one. But they added Code Red, so it just tastes like Code Red. Because
Yeah.
it's
What
Code
Right.
Red is overpowering.
Yeah, okay.
So why that still exists every 4th of July or it comes out, you should try it.
I like it.
I think
Why it
we got to
exists
stray
still?
away
Beyond
from
me.
Yeah, for the sake of conversation, we got to stray away from the holiday flavors just
Okay.
for now.
But the best holiday flavor,
Voodoo.
It was
Voodoo.
Voodoo. No, it was
Yeah.
Voodoo like
Voodoo
2020.
2019.
2019. That's it.
2019 Skittles flavored Voodoo is
That was
Yeah.
fire.
It was actually
Every
candy
Voodoo
corn,
since
but-
has just been okay.
Yeah.
This year's was actually not that good.
It wasn't
It was.
that good.
It tasted like Mountain Dew regular, which
yeah,
is
it was just
Mountain
okay.
Dew. Disgusting.
Yeah.
I like Mountain Dew regular.
no. That is
Plain
That-
Mountain Dew is good.
It's gross.
It's
good.
fine.
Have you had a Mountain
good.
Dew slushy?
No.
It's fire.
But I did have a Dr. Pepper slushie, and it was disgusting.
No,
like
because
Dr.
Plain
Pepper
Mountain
too.
Dew is
I
the
love
only
Dr.
slushy
Pepper,
they
and this
make.
was gross.
But yeah, so Voltage really good. I really like Code Red. He doesn't. I love Baja Blast.
That was also gross. And the reason
Pitch Black is really good.
there's a reason I don't like Baja Blast. One, I don't necessarily love the flavor, but
because you
it's
can't
not
eat
gross.
Taco Bell.
No, it is because
Well, I can't drink
Baja
Mountain Dew.
Baja Blast and Pitch Black had a contest of see who would stay on shelves. Do you remember this?
Yeah, and Pitch Black won.
Pitch Black's
Yeah.
won, and then the next day they're gone. They're
Yeah.
never to see again. Except
Yeah,
in
I
gas
haven't
stations.
seen
Yeah.
them since I
And you
got
know what
that
I
pack.
see in stores right now? Baja Blast.
What? Where?
I see them all the time.
I haven't seen it once.
Usually
I will
you need-
buy
you know,
like
you need to go to like a dollar store because they're always there because that's how garbage they are.
I do feel like they're at dollar stores.
I'm above dollar stores.
I
I'm
don't
not as
like
cheap
dollar
as you.
Well,
stores.
guess what?
I
Guess
like
what?
Dollar
Baja
Tree, I'm just
Blast
kidding.
isn't above dollar stores.
Yeah.
Well, no, because so in the corner they can see I'm collecting a bunch of Mountain Dew boxes because I'm gonna make Mandalorian armor out of Mountain Dew boxes for Halloween, and
Mountain DeLorean.
yeah, Mountain Dewlorian,
Mountain DeLorean.
and I'm gonna be the Mountain Dewlorian.
That's probably the
for
dumbest thing
Halloween.
I've ever heard. I'm just joking.
Whatever, you're doing it with me. We're
I like
all
it.
Mountain Dewlorians for this Halloween. You
I
can be
like
the
it.
Voltage one if you really
You're dang
want,
straight, I will.
and I'll be the Code Red one.
You suck.
But
sick.
so Garrett recently just tried Thrashed Apple.
Thrashed apple, which you haven't had it before.
No, I have
Have you?
one other time.
It is good.
It's my it's fun. Honestly, the worst Mountain Dew flavor is still pretty good, and I think for me it's Spark, but it's still fine.
I think Livewire is my least favorite.
Well, I like Livewire. I like orangey stuff.
I love
Mm.
orange.
Actually, okay, so that's notwithstanding the seasonal ones.
yeah, season.
There's
that
some
nasty
really
Major
nasty
Melon-
seasonal.
Major Melon is
It's not
disgusting.
seasonal.
I
I,
don't
like
mind
Major
Major
Melon.
Oh,
Melon.
Major Melon's
It's a
my
permanent
grossest
one.
one.
I don't
I
mind
I
it.
like
It's
Major Melon.
gross.
I like it quite a bit, actually.
What's the worst seasonal one?
I
Ooh,
think
that
it was
gingerbread
Yes,
one?
it was gingerbread.
Yeah.
I was about to say
That
that.
was
one was
bad.
That was
gross.
terrible. That's
That
the only
was
one that's
so-
absolutely
well, that
horrible.
fruitcake one wasn't very good.
I
either.
liked fruit
It wasn't
cake.
bad.
It was like a fruit punch
That one
type.
was gross.
It was just
Yeah,
weird
but
for
I-
Mountain Dew
I
because like
love fruit punch, and it was not there for me.
because like fruit punch isn't supposed to have like a tangy kick to it. Like it's like you know how like orange like Fanta whatever has like a little bit of a kick, while like orange juice doesn't. So it was like a Fanta type fruit punch where it's randomly like slaps you.
Yeah.
And you're and you're like, whoa, okay, I thought this was fruit punch. I liked fruit quake better than most seasonal flavors, but yeah, no, that gingerbread crap last year.
That was bad.
That was
so
so bad.
bad.
That was so
okay,
bad.
I can agree with you. That was probably the worst.
That
Mountain
was
Dew.
terrible. That was terrible. That's
I
the
couldn't
only.
even finish a drink. No. The worst one was that hot and spicy.
I haven't tried it.
It-
Oh, I
I
haven't
wanted
tried
to.
it
I want
either.
to though.
No, it is. I don't necessarily think it tastes gross, but I can't drink a can because my body's like
feels gross.
my body is literally like stop drinking this after 2 sips.
Stop.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna throw up.
It's not very cash money, and we're literally, ironically, sitting under my Flavortown banner, my Guy Fieri Flavortown
Yes, yeah.
banner I've got hanging in my living
Yeah.
room.
Um,
So Mountain Dew Flavortown, baby.
Well, I like Mountain Dew. It was actually my favorite soda until I decided to stop drinking Mountain Dew. Yeah, my cord. Sorry, bro. Anyways, so I can only have, because of caffeine limits, up to 1 Mountain Dew a day. And
Except for on Super Bowl Sunday, this
no,
man drank.
Bro,
I
you were
no, I did
cranking
not have
them
two.
down.
I did not have 2.
You literally opened a second one as soon as I got here, and we're like, "We're going to
No,
baby!"
no,
Yes,
I did
yes,
not
yes.
say
Because
that.
I had multiple. I had like
did
3
not say
flavors.
that.
Because that's when I had like Voltage, Spark, and Pitch Black, and you're like, I gotta have them all.
What are you talking about? This did not happen. I was making the freaking drink punch thing, and I used
Oh,
a
yeah,
third
that
of the
is
ice
true,
cream.
That is true.
I legitimately have no
Okay.
idea what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know. I wasn't here
Okay.
previously, but you said
Sure.
I'm cracking
no,
my
no,
second
no,
one,
no.
boys.
No, I drank one. Because here's the thing. I used to drink them all the time until I realized, whenever there's Mountain Dew available, there's usually another soda, and I can just drink that.
Okay.
So I'm not going to drink anymore because it's probably not the best. for me.
Unrelated. Mountain Dew is one of the. I don't like soda from a can. Other than Mountain Dew, good from a can.
I think I'd rather have it from a can than a bottle.
I don't like the bottle Mountain Dew.
But it depends what I'm doing.
Fountain Mountain Dew. Well, fountain anything
Fountain
is the best.
Mountain Dew.
But
I'd
like
have a hard
straight
time
up,
with fountain drinks just because
yeah,
you never know if they're gonna be good
Yeah.
with the
that's
syrup
fair.
levels.
That's
Yeah.
true, but I
And
don't know.
I love
When
Dr. Pepper, but Chick-fil-A Dr. Pepper is nasty.
Yuck. I'm not a huge Dr. Pepper or Coke guy or
Coke's disgusting,
Pepsi.
and Pepsi's also grody.
I think they all are pretty similar in my eyes, mainly because they're all brown. But
Wow.
I
I mean,
hey, root beer's my favorite. Okay, hey, root beer's my favorite.
I
Don't
have
cancel me. Still though, root beer, the go. I love Barks root beer and Mug and AMW. They're all good.
I have
I
many
lo- I
root
j-
beer friends.
I love root beer.
root beer is probably my
It's
at least first or second.
yeah,
Yeah.
root beer and
And
Mountain
Barks
Dew.
is
yeah.
not that good.
I love Barks.
Mm,
And then like
no.
Barks red cream soda, which is a thing here in Utah. That's not a thing in Arizona.
Okay.
And it's so good.
It's
Bark-
I've kind of not liked it as much. It's still good,
I
but
love
it just tastes like bubble gum.
Yeah. No, I still like it
Huh.
though.
I,
I
lo-
do
I,
too.
lo-
I do
I don't
too.
care. I
Yeah.
love it. Barks red
But
cream
if
love
I have
it.
an option between regular root beer and red cream soda, I'm gonna
Right.
choose
I
regular
gotta
root
get
beer.
it less because
Also-
I've started to oversaturate myself because they have it at R&R where we go all the time, and then they also have it at where'd we go? The Pie.
Well, the
They have
Pie
it
and
at
R&R
Pie.
are like the two main places they have it. And
Well,
I
that's the
don't-
two main places we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've only gone to the Pie a lot recently because we went to Salt Lake multiple times in the last couple of weeks. But like, and because the Pie is up in Salt Lake, and we haven't been to R&R for a little bit.
That's
which
true.
We're on a brief hiatus just because we had it like four times in like
times.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're like,
yeah.
okay, if we keep eating this, we're gonna get sick of it.
I was
Yeah.
sick of it because they freaking don't have ribs half the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get this nasty pile of meat.
Yeah.
This meat plate.
Yeah.
Garrett walks
I
over
love
with just
Garrett's
like a
meat
pile of
plate.
pulled pork on a tray,
It
and
didn't
that's
look
it.
like pulled pork. It looks like it went through someone's body already.
And that was it. Like he can't have any of the nachos.
They literally
or-
came. They're like, whose is this? And we look and we're like, oh no.
Oh, that's
Oh, no.
They knew whose it
Oh,
was.
no.
Everyone looks at me before
Oh,
I even say it was
no.
me. Of course it's mine.
Here I am, like
But-
munching on my nachos full of gluten with good cheese and
Well, the
sour
nachos don't have
cream.
gluten. It's the
They do have
it's
the
dairy.
cheese.
Yeah,
Their
'cause
cheese
the
is so good though.
It's good cheese.
Whatever nacho cheese they use is
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
You
too.
got to get yourself
You
some
need
of that.
to just pop a lactate.
You lactate.
and
That's what it's
suck it.
called.
No, I think I'm gonna go because I still have issues and I'm not eating that stuff.
I need
I
to.
think you have. That's what
I
my
think
mom
you-
said. She's
you
like,
need
I
to
think
talk
Garrett has
to-
other issues.
Yeah, you need to go to like a
And so-
dietitian and see
well,
what's
I don't know.
wrong.
Do I go to a dietitian or do I just go to a guy that looks at my tummy? Like it could just be my stomach.
There, Garrett. I got you. Yeah.
It could be my stomach lining.
I think
like
you're
my
gluten free.
Because my friend, because Jess is also lactose intolerant, but like anytime she just wants cheese because she loves cheese, she just like pops a lactate and was
Well,
like,
okay,
and is like, I'm
lactate
above God.
Is
She's
good.
In her own words, she's like, I'm above God. I will eat my cheese.
No, it's good, but it's very bad for you. And most lactose intolerant people that take it like 4 times a day.
Yeah,
No,
that's
that
if they're
is-
eating a lot of cheese.
Okay,
Yeah,
if
We're
you're
saying once a
lactose-
week
if
when
you're
we go to
lactose
R&R, so you
intolerant-
can have some freaking nachos with
If
the
you're
boys.
lactose intolerant and you're eating cheese, you're eating it 4 times a day.
No,
Because you're pretentious.
She's just smart.
All right.
She's smart with her cheese intake.
Well,
What if there was like a nacho cheese
No,
Mountain Dew?
you know that people who are dairy intolerant, dairy free, eat more cheese than people who aren't.
well, okay, but there's also more dairy intolerant people. Like most of the world is lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
Like not most,
Yeah,
but
but
like
they do it because they like to test their limits. They're like, you know what? I am going to go as far away from the bathroom and I'm going to eat so much cheese. Don't worry.
sounds
I
like a good
drive
YouTube video.
these
Let's give you a
people
loaf of bread.
that lit my whole youth conference. Every
Oh
single
my
time there's this
gosh.
one kid. We're going this like 4 hours away. No bathrooms. We're in the middle
Oh,
of Wyoming.
no.
He's just munching cheese stick, and he's sticking as many in his mouth as he can because he knows he's gonna
doesn't
make us
fear
all.
God.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
are you for real?
Downs the voltage.
Are you for real? And makes us all suffer the entire trip.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Get the gas masks out.
Honestly, dude.
Yikes.
Anyway, that is my family. Every single one of them that's dairy intolerant. It's like,
Yeah, that's, I don't know. My mom's lactose intolerant.
Could
but
you
I don't know,
imagine
she
if
just
you're
powers
lactose
through.
intolerant and you lived in Wisconsin?
I know, right?
Wisconsin cheese.
I gotta say, I got some
Imagine
Wisconsin
being
cheese from my
gluten
friends.
free
and
and
it's
living
amazing.
in anywhere in the South.
Garrett, there's so many good recipes I want to make for you. I've got this really good smoked Gouda mac and cheese recipe,
Oh.
but you can't have
Smoked Gouda is my favorite cheese.
It's
I just
such
want
a
you
good
to know that.
Just get
Not
those-
only can I not eat the cheese, I can't have the noodles.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Okay.
guess we'll die.
Okay,
Bummer.
but
I'm gonna make it for Josh.
you could
and
have
you can watch us
gluten-free
eat it.
noodles. There are gluten-free noodles.
No, those are a crime against
No,
They're
humanity.
actually,
not-
gluten-free noodles aren't very bad.
Yeah.
It depends on the brand, but yeah.
Yeah.
That one
there's
that
some
I bought
decent
for the
ones.
spaghetti is good.
Yeah, those ones are good.
The
Yeah.
Bassetti or whatever.
Yeah.
Biscotti,
Bus- whatever.
spaghetti.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Anything
Somebody
Amy's,
touch my spaghetti.
anything Amy's is a crime against humanity.
Okay, sounds good.
The
Okay.
Amy brand
Good to know.
is nasty and should be shut down immediately.
You mean Annie or
Annie.
Annie? The Annie
No.
like box mac and cheese,
No,
like the one with the
it's
bunny.
Amy. It's
Okay,
Amy.
then
Yeah.
no, I was gonna say, don't you rag
No,
on
the
Annie's
bunnies
mac
are
and
alright.
cheese.
Yeah, the
I
bunnies
love
are
that
alright.
mac and cheese.
Speaking of mac and cheese, what about some Kraft? Wade.
Hold on. Now you've got me thinking about mac and cheese. I wanted to.
Okay,
Have
well,
you
this
guys-
is cutting
okay,
into your topic
I-
because we're
Hold on,
way
hold
over
on.
time.
I have a question. Have you guys, because I can't, I have to ask you
Okay.
guys. Have you guys tried the Cheetos mac and cheese? I heard
terrible.
It's
It's
disgusting.
horrible.
I have never
It's
tried
horrible.
it, but we.
It's
Very
sad.
few
Okay,
things
here's the thing.
have made me like as sick immediately after one bite. Remember that horrible cheese dip that I like took and started gagging and went and spat out in the
Yeah.
sink?
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
immediately called
Yeah.
my bluff and you're like, wait, I have to try this.
And it was so
it was
bad.
so terrible.
It was so bad.
That mac and cheese made me feel the same way as
Oh
that
my
dip did.
gosh.
No,
No,
do you remember
here's
this
the- here's
dip
the
we
thing.
had on the Super Bowl?
Listen, I've never tried. Hey, wait a minute! I loved that dip.
No, he's talking about the
Clearly-
gluten-free one.
Clearly, you didn't love that dip because
You left it to
there's
rot
like
on my
75%.
countertop.
I wanted you to love it. I wanted you to love it. It was a good dip.
You can't love that.
Well, listen, not anymore. Oh my gosh.
Now you'll
Listen,
never make it again after
I don't
seeing
know.
that.
I will make it. I will make it until I get it right.
Well, here's a tip.
I don't know anything about those. Okay, what's your tip?
Don't make it look like that.
Okay, and I won't put in avocado if you don't like avocado. That was the problem.
I don't like avocado, but I don't think that was the problem.
All right. Well, here's
There
the
are a
thing.
lot of problems.
I don't know anything about that the Cheeto mac and cheese, but I do know we gave a lot of it away at Tabitha's Way, the food
You know what?
pantry.
You know what?
Oh,
We
because
had
no
I
one's
worked
buying
there.
it?
Yeah, we had
I
so
worked there
much.
one day.
Yeah.
Not Tabitha's Way.
Oh, Food and Care Coalition.
They had some there,
Yeah.
and it went very fast. And I'm like,
Yeah.
must be good.
No.
No.
These two boys have learned to mostly just because like coming out of high school, I was for sure going to go to culinary school and become a chef. And then I grew a brain and realized that would be a horrible career. But so I cook a lot and I like good food and I don't tolerate bad food.
I want to go to R&R's.
So these like you guys could probably attest. Have I made a bad recommendation?
No, you have not. Garrett?
Garrett,
What do you
well,
think?
Garrett
I
can't
gotta
really
think-
attest
I
because he
gotta
hasn't
think
really.
hard.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to.
when
Garrett's is
people
harder,
when
yeah.
people talk to me about food or they ask me for places they like good places in your area to eat, I say don't ask me because I do not suggest good places.
Right.
Because,
but what do you think
yeah, you
Wade's
can't.
suggest- Like,
Because
how
I
have they been
cannot
accommodating to
eat.
you?
The only place I can think of because
was the pie and
the pie I had been to previously and
Yeah.
I already knew I liked it.
yeah.
Was R&R and I'd
R&R.
already been there too, but
Because I don't know
if they don't
it's
have ribs, then it's not good. But if they have ribs, it's good.
Yeah, okay.
That's fair.
Anyways,
But
he is
I can
good
only think of
culinary
those two
schoolboy.
places.
But yeah, so just when if I don't like a food, then you know it's really bad.
Yeah.
That Cheetos
That's
mac and
true.
cheese, and I've learned there's this thing they call it stunt food. You can pretty easily find it in the store. Ironically, a lot with cereal, but stunt food is essentially when it's clearly made to like garner a reaction on social media.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's not gonna be good. So like I don't know, like mac and cheese on your hamburger or something like that.
I actually.
Do
I
it
don't
for-
know
do it
that
for the
sounds
picture.
pretty good.
I like. It depends how you make it, but it's stunt food. It's there to
Yeah.
generate. It's almost like the equivalent of a blockbuster movie, where like you've got all these cool like directors doing like really interesting things in Hollywood, but the blockbuster is going to get more attention no matter what. And that's not to say that the blockbuster will always be bad.
Yeah.
Or like it can and will be good at some points, but it's always going to generate attention.
But sometimes
like
it's a Cheeto mac and cheese.
Yes, but sometimes like we have like 10 Fast and Furious movies now, and they're the Cheeto mac and cheese.
I don't know. You say they're good.
I liked Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, actually,
Really? I haven't seen
I
it.
don't know if Fast and Furious is the best example, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Where they
It's-
keep milking it.
yeah, they're milking it.
They're doing that with Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like to a lesser extent now, but before, yes. Like I think they've reined back after it was a
I
flaming
mean,
disaster.
now they're getting into TV shows.
Yeah, now it's just
the
they're not
same
really doing
thing.
anything.
But anyway, but yeah, so it's gonna versus what I'm trying to think of, like what are some randoms, like the movie Chef. That movie was made for like $10 million.
Yeah.
Like really small, and then they're not gonna make a
Are
ton.
you small? That's like $10 million more than I have.
For comparison, the blockbuster movie will
For
will have a
movies.
budget
I
of
know, I'm just
$280 million.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
even then,
it's crazy.
Like Napoleon Dynamite was made for $400,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
Which is huge.
Like yeah,
That's still a lot.
yeah, I know that.
Like, why does it cost so much? Is it just paying people?
Yes.
Paying the actors, having all the
Paying
film
people.
equipment, having like all the sets. Like it adds up, dude.
The other big thing is how long it can take to shoot.
To
'Cause
shoot,
Not
yeah.
only do you need a grip, a lighting guy, that guy's assistant, then you need makeup, and then you need clothes, a wardrobe, and then you need the freaking sound guys, and then that guy's assistant. So not only do you have a bunch of people on set, but they shoot 12-hour days for 4 weeks, or 8 weeks. Like their days go from 10
Yeah.
to 10. You know what I mean? Or 9 to 9, or 9 to midnight.
And it's just
Like,
and
shoots just
your production
go
team can go on forever. Like
Yeah.
the other thing, for example, like an Avengers movie, the amount of special effects they have to do.
That's
They
true.
now
The
all have to pay
editing-
all these like
Exactly.
editors.
The editing I can
Exactly.
see
It's
taking
Wild versus
And-
like Avengers will take one of those movies takes like almost 3 months just
yeah,
to
especially
film.
if it's 3 hours long.
Yeah, versus like Napoleon Dynamite was filmed in less than a month.
Yeah.
Like it was filmed in
But
like
that was a
22
school
days.
project, wasn't it?
No, it was just
No.
low budget. Couple dudes wanted to make a comedy.
I know one of the camera guys. on
Yeah. But anyway, going back
People,
to yeah.
people like so in Payson, Main Street's historical, and it kind of looks cool.
What Main Street isn't historical in Utah?
You're right, but it
there.
looks cool.
Yeah.
you're
I mean,
right.
it looks cool enough that they do 3 or 4 movies there a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much do you think that costs?
Probably not a whole lot.
I don't
That's
think
probably
they-
why they choose Payson and not place like Provo or something. Because Provo's got like a historic downtown, but they'd have
Yeah.
to pay the city a lot more to shut
Yeah.
it down for a couple of hours.
Exactly,
To film
yeah.
something.
Right, but also it's Payson's smaller. Like the
Yeah.
Main Street's smaller, so,
So-
it's
Yeah.
probably easier to
Yeah.
film there. I think we should do it. I think we should rent it out.
All right,
No,
what do you
so
want to
going
shoot? What do
back
you
to
want to play?
stunt food, things. So it's almost, you can almost equate it to fast food. And I'm ready. Here's the banger now. Taco Bell. Their entire menu is stunt food.
That is true. Yeah.
Think about it.
100%.
Think about it. Why is Doritos Locos Tacos a thing?
That was
But
gonna be the
they're
one I was gonna
good.
say.
I'm not debating if they're good or not, because like I said, blockbuster movies can and will be good from time to time.
Yeah, 100%.
Doritos Locos Tacos, that was purely to get people talking, to get them in the door.
Yeah,
to
do
try
they still
it.
sell those?
Yeah, it's
that's
like their
good.
most successful thing. But
I
you
love 'em.
notice
They're
I can
great.
eat
Taco
it.
Bell,
Well, not
like
anymore, actually, but
Oh,
gluten
yeah.
can eat
they
it.
come out with a new stunt food thing every quarter.
Yeah.
Like that's what keeps people in business, because people will go to Taco Bell, then realize, oh, this is cheap garbage, and then stop eating there. But then Taco Bell comes out with something new, like nacho fries, or like they had like that
yeah.
chicken sandwich thing. And like some of them are better than others. Did you know they have chicken tenders right now?
Really?
I went and tried them.
But
Horrible,
Cane's is right
terrible.
there.
Yeah, and Cane's is right next door. I was so I went to Taco Bell like last week because I was starving, and I'm like, okay, I know I won't spend too much money.
Fine. I'll
No.
go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, pretty much is how I felt.
Yeah.
But I went and I was like, oh, chicken wings. I wonder if these will be, because I really liked that chicken sandwich. Or
Yeah.
it was like basically just a chicken tender wrapped in pita bread they did like a couple years ago. That was good. I wish they'd bring that back. But these chicken tenders were the most nasty, disgusting thing. I sat there and almost cried, but I was so hungry and had no more money. I ate them all while looking through the window at Cane's, knowing I could have just gone to
that's so
Cane's,
sad.
and it would have been so much better.
That's so
But
sad.
you can see, and places like Burger King or McDonald's, they have to introduce some kind of new stunt food item every couple months in order to
Is that why
stay
the
relevant.
McRib keeps coming
The
back?
McRib keeps
That's
coming
exactly
back.
what it is.
The
yeah.
Whopper, you know the Whopper commercial. Everyone starts
Whopper,
singing
Whopper,
Whopper, Whopper,
Whopper,
Whopper, Whopper, Junior, Double,
I think-
Triple, Whopper.
I almost talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I think that whole meme was manufactured by Burger King. I think I
totally.
think they jump started it and they're like, let's turn this into a meme. Let's see if we can make it go viral. And then they did
How
because now
I think it
successful are
became
they?
every other freaking TikTok is an ad for Burger King.
Well, no, I
annoying.
think the meme started off of Damar Hamlin almost freaking dying, because that was the first commercial that played right after they cut to commercial. So it's like we just watched an NFL player collapse on the field and he looks lifeless. Whopper, 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 Whopper. So yeah,
So,
all these
I've
versus there's-
never
yeah. So
one time had a friend say, let's go out to eat. Oh, let's go to Burger King.
Dude, it's so
Never-
bad.
Never once.
there was an era where they had like a really good. Me and my dad liked it a lot, and I would say I'm like, yeah, this will definitely beat out McDonald's. And then like I think new management took over. It was like my sophomore year of high school. I don't know why I remember this so distinctly, but everything just turned into Burger King foot lettuce. Like everything on the menu.
Yeah.
Just bleh.
Here's my expert opinion. First of all, I
How are-
actually
wait,
think,
wait. How are you an expert in
listen,
this field?
this is why. this is why. Before I had this experience, my opinion was Burger King is really good. I don't get it a lot. It's probably a little, I don't know, but it's like it is
Yeah.
good. You know, it's good. Then I went out with my buddy and we bought a chicken sandwich because it was like the new thing. Everybody has a chicken sandwich. So we went to every fast food
Yep.
chain and we got a chicken sandwich.
Oh, that's not a bad idea actually. I'd be
Burger
willing to try
King's
that.
Burger King's
That sounds terrible.
not only was it the worst one with the flattest chicken and
Oh, yeah.
just the most disgusting little clump of bread and meat, but also it took an hour to get through a small line and to get our food
Boo.
for a bad sandwich.
Boo.
And since then, I've been to like Burger King, like, oh, everybody else wants to go,
This-
whatever.
yeah.
And they always take a million years. So it's not even that their food is subpar, but it's that they take so long.
Oh yeah. Oh,
They
yeah.
always take so long.
And
Or like
so this
slow
is,
food.
This is why like the most places I recommend are like local places, because I'm like,
Yeah.
especially when I'm traveling, I'll be if I go to like a Taco Bell.
I know a place you suggested that sucks.
What?
That Cup Bop in Provo.
I recommended the Cup Bop in
Yeah.
Orem, and I will say I don't know why, but it like last summer Cup Bop, it like I was eating it one day, and then like a switch flipped because I loved it for a long
You
time.
did love it.
And then I switched, and I was like, "This isn't good anymore."
I love
And I don't
Cup
know
Bop.
why. I haven't
Cup
been there
Bop's
since.
good.
I'll give it another chance.
Only
We
if
should
it's
go.
not in Provo.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Orem one's way better. The
Because
Provo one
that's the
sucks.
first day I met you. Was that Cup Bop in Provo?
Cup Bop in Provo.
Ah.
You
And
guys
it
talked
sucked
about it on the
then,
first podcast
sucked
on
then,
this crappy,
and me and Josh
horrible
went-
noodles.
Me and
You're-
Josh went another time, and it
That's
sucked
true.
then.
That's true. It
Yeah.
did suck the second time when we were in
I think
Provo.
I've been there 3 times, and it sucked every time.
yeah. But yeah, so as far as stunt food versus, so this is why, like, this is how I try to discern restaurants. Or there's a difference because not every fast food has to rely on stunt food,
Yeah.
or just restaurant franchises. Places like Cane's and Cafe Rio, it's mostly just built off their consistency, and you know what you're getting.
I feel like majority of them are
I feel like that's
yeah.
super in and out as well. It's
in
just
and
you
out.
Get a burger.
It's consistent.
Want
and
a
it's
shake?
Cheap.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's how they build their brand. Chick-fil-A, same thing, but they're like known for their customer service. Like that's
Yeah.
the first
But
thing people
Chick-fil-A
talk.
does switch up their
And their
milkshake.
homophobia.
Well, no. So holiday things is different. I would say
Okay,
if
you're
it's because like a holiday, the only really holiday centric menu item you can have is like a milkshake. You can have like a mint one for St. Patrick's Day. You can have like a peach one over the summer, and you can have your peppermint one for Christmas or eggnog. Some places do eggnog.
Eggnog sounds good. Though.
I love eggnog. I don't.
I can't drink it.
I do love eggnog.
Well, not because of my
do
allergy.
you know what eggnog tastes like?
What?
No,
Eggs.
like have you had it before?
Oh yeah,
Eggs
no,
and
I used to love it.
Okay, good.
But
good.
before I found out I couldn't have dairy, I drank it. This is the last year, and I didn't like it as much.
Ah.
Have
You
you
might
ever
have just had a
liked it?
bad batch.
I
of-
could have, but I also think it was because felt sick after.
Yeah.
And I mean, makes sense. I
My
can't
favorite
drink it.
eggnog is the Dairy Gold brand because they have it
Yeah,
at
Dairy Gold
Costco,
is
and it's
good.
like a really good price for eggnog and just really good eggnog.
Yeah.
But yeah, eggnog.
But do you drink it just straight up, or because I always would mix it with milk to make
I
it a
drink
little
it straight
less
up, dude. I'll drink it straight
thick.
out of
Really?
the carton.
That's interesting. I want to try that
because
now.
it sits in my stomach and
Interesting.
it's just
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why I can only like sip. If you chug eggnog,
Oh, no way.
I
no.
don't know.
Yeah.
So
In fact, I delivered on my mom's dip. Not my dip. Shut up. But my mom's dip. The mom, you're right? I delivered. That was good, right?
are you going back
You
to
got
this?
it.
saw
No,
it.
no, listen. You got to try her eggnog.
Oh,
She
I
makes
have.
some
egg-
eggnog.
She makes eggnog.
Oh, it's good.
I'd love to try
It's
that.
good.
I
It's
think
good.
I can take a lactate for that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Would she be upset if I spiked it?
But I went to
With Mountain Dew voltage.
no, I went to like a Macy's or something, and they were doing samples of something. Or
Macy's, the grocery store for those out of state.
Yeah.
Utah is a
Or-
grocery store
or in
called Macy's.
Malaysia or Germany.
Shut up.
No, we have some from Malaysia and Germany. Go
But
on.
Continue.
they were doing eggnog, but they also had mixed it with Sprite, Eggsog and Sprite.
I've heard
mix.
about that, and I
and
did
it was
try
really
it.
good.
I did try it. I wasn't a huge fan, but I could see the appeal.
I don't like
Man, all
Sprite,
this I want to try.
I love Sprite.
but I liked
but
that.
yeah.
There's only two things I like Sprite: that and your thing.
One thing I
No,
like.
that's 7-Up.
I
It's-
like
it's the same
Sprite.
thing.
No,
It
it's
is.
not.
It's kind
They
of the same
taste
thing.
the same.
Sprite is like the angrier. It's like Eminem, the rapper, is Sprite,
Yeah.
and then 7-Up is his younger, more clean cousin, Skittles.
Yeah. Back in sophomore year,
Who's
I
also
was
just Tom
doing
Holland with a
lights
buzz
and
cut.
sound. Yeah. I was doing lights and sound for one of the school dances.
Yeah.
And so me and my buddy, he's the one who taught me everything I knew, we were in the corner running everything. And we had access to the entire food tray and especially the drinks. We drank so much 50-50 apple juice and Sprite.
That's
It's
fire.
amazing.
Arnold Palmer. Or no,
That's when
no,
I
no,
found
sorry.
out what it was. And
Arnold
it's
Palmer is something else.
So good.
Arnold Palmer is
That's
is a-
lemonade and
and-
iced tea, right? Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
don't know.
That's what an Arnold Palmer is. Have you had a
I-
Shirley
is
Temple?
Is Arnold
No.
Arnold Palmer? Isn't that
It's-
alcohol?
Nah, it can be alcoholic, but you can have a virgin Arnold
Um,
Palmer. No, dude,
Shirley
my
Temple-
uncle's
Gary
wet
has.
because my uncle's wedding.
Shirley Temple. I've had like a drink, a soda of it.
Yeah,
It's
I've
not
had
the
that.
same.
disgusting.
That's not the same.
Okay.
It was gross.
You
Oh,
have
I
to
don't
get
mind
it
the
from
Shirley
like a
Temple.
bartender, dog. Like it's just Sprite with cherry syrup, but cherry Sprite is not the same thing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Like when my uncle got married my freshman year of high school, and none of her family were members of the church, so like they just had an open bar. I was like rolling up. I'm like, bartender, another Shirley
me.
Temple, hit me.
Hit me with
I
it.
had so many Shirley Temples that
That's
night.
amazing.
It was so good, and I was 14, so
Yeah.
it was so good.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to go take a quick drink, but we will be back. Oh, I got to turn on the bubbles.
Bubbles.
We will be back right after the break. Hey everyone, Editor Josh here. If you've listened this far, I can assume you've liked something about Hot Tub Talks, so consider giving it a share. If you're listening on YouTube, you can leave a comment. We read comments at the end of the show every single week. You can follow us on TikTok at Hot Tub Talking, Instagram at Hot Tub Talks Official, and of course YouTube at Hot Tub Talks. Thank you so much for listening. We absolutely love recording Hot Tub Talks, but that's enough for the break. Let's get back to the show.
Welcome back, everyone.
We
That
are
was a
back
good
from the
break.
break.
We had some.
We munched on some Doritos and yeah.
Speaking of which, Doritos aren't dairy free.
Yeah,
None
no.
of them.
None of them.
None of them.
Really? No.
Oh dang.
Not even the Cool Ranch. Oh, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch is superior.
Oh,
Cool
it's
Ranch is
also
better
good.
than nacho cheese. 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah. That's not to disparage nacho cheese because nacho cheese is good too.
Nacho
Yeah.
cheese is nostalgic. It's
But honestly,
the party chip.
Doritos is not like Mountain Dew where you can just everyone has their own favorite flavor because like outside of Cool Ranch and nacho cheese, like bro.
There's only the two, right? I mean,
well,
they're-
no, there's
they're
like
super
all these other
spicy.
ones. Yeah, there's all these other
Yeah.
ones that,
That
I'm like
purple
nobody
bag?
cares about.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares.
has
yeah.
gluten in it for some reason.
That's dumb.
They're like, let's make one that these guys can't eat.
That's dumb.
Whack.
Well, anyways, let's get into a debate that I've been wondering what y'all sides are on.
I think you know.
Mac Mac versus Windows, Apple versus Microsoft. What's better?
Because you're comparing it. It's like comparing Apple to Android, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. iOS to Android.
Apple is so much superior in the phone game,
Yeah.
but unless you're doing some sort of graphic design or something like that, and you don't need a Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wade, what do you think?
If you own a Mac like computer or laptop, you are the scum of the earth.
Hey, we're recording on a MacBook.
You are the scum of the earth.
Thank
Use a normal program, you freaking weirdo.
No, okay. So actually, in fairness, we're using Logic Pro, which is only Apple. It's like Apple's program. I am on Mac side because I like it.
Windows is better because it's cheaper.
Right.
More
Um,
configurability.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You can do a lot more with it. But that's also Apple's thing, is they're simple.
That's what I was gonna say.
There.
Apple's super user friendly, which is why I have an iPhone, but I will not own any other Apple device.
You know why I have an
maybe,
Apple?
I'd maybe get an Apple Watch at some point.
Apple Watches are nice.
They are kind of nice and
But
convenient.
that's all with the phone game.
That's pretty
That's
much
Yeah,
the
it.
that's
phone
all with the
game.
phone
You're
game,
not
yeah.
going to get an Apple phone and then get a Samsung watch.
I won't
That's
even.
true.
Yeah, I won't even get an iPad. I had an iPad as a kid. In fact, I still do, but it's super outdated. So I don't use it, and I don't ever plan on getting another iPad. And
Dude.
I have a PC that's Windows, and I've got a Dell laptop that is also Windows, and they just work so much better.
You know, I never understood why somebody would buy an iPad. Because, like, just get a laptop or use your phone.
It was perfect when I was a kid because my parents got us.
Well, yeah, when you're a kid. But I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, if you're a user of something, like, you know, we're our age. Why would we buy an iPad? I bought one, right? I got one because I was in this art class and I needed it to digitally draw. I use it all the time. All the time. I love it. It's so good. Notes, that's about it.
Because
There's nothing.
I have a laptop that's a touchscreen and it even flips back into a tablet. So if I ever need a freehand notes, I can
Yeah,
do
but it's
that.
got the Apple stuff because it syncs with my phone, which is really nice.
There's nothing.
I-
So I bought an iPad for school.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I
Mhm.
love it. But there's nothing I do on it that I couldn't do on a laptop.
100%. 100%. But see, that's the thing is I usually turn, this is a total, like, I have too many devices, but, like, my iPad is what I'll turn to automatically, I think. And then my laptop if I'm doing anything more intense, like recording a podcast, editing a
But
show.
hold on.
You're also
This was
not a
actually
student.
like I was thinking
I'm also
about
not a
how
student.
convenient this was. Just screenshotting your screen, especially in the work setting, screenshotting it and sending it as a text.
Right. Yeah.
Because everyone at work has Macs for
I
their
don't
stuff.
have to do that.
Yeah.
It was so nice. You know,
Yeah.
these people were just sending me. My coworkers were just texting me pictures I needed, but from their laptop, because you can't really do that.
So I think, so that's
From a
another one.
Windows.
That was my later argument. So with laptops, not only if you have a specific use for it, a power use for it, it is going to be better for that use. If you just want a laptop, sure, go Windows. But if you have a job where you need it for sharing stuff like that, it's going to be easier on MacBook. If you have a job in any sort of creative business and you have to use Adobe Suites, get it for this. You know what I mean? Or you have to do any sort of video editing, get an Apple. It's not for general use, but if you have a specific thing, I want to edit videos on my laptop, get a Mac.
Yeah, but I don't feel like
You could just use
I don't
Adobe
feel like-
After Effects.
yeah, you could, but like I don't feel like the majority of people need it. You know what I mean?
Right. So
So
overall,
that's why I would lean towards a Windows.
right for general just get a
And
Windows.
how does it
general
feel
use.
to not have a USB port?
Oh man, it sucks.
I'll tell you
Exactly.
what. I do not care. I do not care.
But arguably, the nicest Windows that are going to be on the same level as that MacBook also do not have USB-A ports. Because it's all
Why?
about which one you have, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I do not care what laptop you have at work. You don't know how many adapters, how many extenders for the USB ports they put on their thing. I see. It was
It's
it was
hilarious.
like a little train. They
Yeah.
plugged it in so they could use HDMI to plug in their extra.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's the
And
HDMI
it has an
adapter.
HDMI port,
There's
and then it
the
has four
USB
USBs,
adapter.
and then one of the USBs has another little guy to adapt whatever this is, and then it extends to 4 more USBs, and they're all used. And then he does this one, and it extends to another
Oh
USB
my
thing, and I'm like,
gosh.
okay, your computer should be blown up right now.
Do you want to know how my laptop is
I'll
usually
never
set up?
forget my freshman year. I had this roommate. He was the only dude with a Mac, and we were like playing Minecraft. And homie had to have an adapter to plug in his mouse.
That's yep. That's what I need, an adapter to plug in my mouse.
Stupid!
It's annoying. It
It's
is annoying.
stupid!
But again, any modern laptop that you're going to buy that's on
And-
the same level of this is going to have the
It's
same
just-
problem.
And because we all know Apple loves to price gouge as much as possible, so they make a bunch of really unique plugs that only their products use.
They're actually
And-
getting sued for that.
And yeah,
This is-
and,
anymore.
This
and
is
so-
USB-C though, so
Yeah.
that's universal.
Yeah, and which is only a recent development. Like the next iPhone is going to have a USB-C charging port because
Yeah.
the European Union made it illegal for anything else in
Well,
order
maybe.
to eliminate electronic waste.
There's a rumor that the next iPhone, I don't know if this is true at all, you know what I mean? But the kind of thought is maybe it will not have a lightning port. Maybe it will not have USB-C.
It'll just be
It'll
wireless.
be portless, and it will only be wireless.
That's awful.
That would suck.
That's awful.
yeah, it would
My
kinda suck.
phone is wireless charging, and I never use the wireless.
I use it every
charge.
night.
I use it every night
But
too. Yeah.
I'm not going to use it on the go.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
too hard to carry around this thing that, unless you got some pants that do it for
I was
you.
gonna say, so I made these wireless pants where you put the
Oh my gosh! Here we go
you
again.
put
This
the
is the
charger in
dumbest
the
thing.
pocket, and then you have the wire in your pants, and then there's like a little pocket inside the pocket for your little charging puck to go, and then you put your phone in there, and it snaps right up, bam, and you got a portable.
Yeah, but
And
you're
then,
carrying
and then
this
he's got the solar
ginormous-
panel hat to go with it to make
yeah,
sure
yeah,
that it works.
solar panel hat.
But no,
Oh,
it's
great. I
just,
just
it's
gave
not,
him an idea.
It's
This
not,
is a good idea.
It is not convenient to have just wireless charging.
Here's the thing though. Apple either wants you to buy another iPhone or re-upgrade the battery when it gets lower, right? So assuming your battery is at 90% capacity, your battery should last you all day, right? So either you're going to only charge it at night or you're going to charge it in the car, which a lot of cars have wireless charging in their
No,
little
a lot of
docks.
cars do not, except
some
for
the newest
a Tesla.
ones do. Yeah, newest ones do.
So you're telling me I've got to be rich enough to buy the new iPhone
Yeah, that's
and
the
a
Apple
brand
thing.
new car?
That's the Apple thing, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm not. I'm buying the iPhone 6
I don't know.
back
I
there.
don't think the wireless would be such a bad thing. It would be annoying. I would way rather have USB-C, but like I only charge my phone once a day.
Yeah.
I don't charge my phone at night anymore. So I charge it during the day.
You madman. How?
Listen,
Like I just charge it at night, and my
This is my
philosophy
reasoning.
like
I
if
am-
my battery dies during the day, it means I'm on my phone too much.
Yeah, good point.
I don't wake up anymore, and so what I do.
What?
I don't wake up.
Carrot?
I'm a deep sleeper,
Oh, okay.
so my alarm. I don't wake up to my alarm. So what I have to
Oh,
do
we know.
is put my phone on my stomach, so I feel the vibration to wake me up.
You know your Apple Watch does that too.
My Apple Watch doesn't last all day, and I wear it all day. It doesn't last more than
Do
a
we
day.
need to get you like one of those like timer lamps and put
No,
it right over your face?
It doesn't matter.
So it just
it doesn't
turns
work.
on.
The
yeah, we
only
make those
thing-
Rube Goldberg machines that go through his apartment to slap him in the face in the morning.
If
Yes.
you could do that, I'm fine with that.
Dude, we should. We could hook it up
Your
to it.
mom was
No, listen, we could-
definitely the mom who like just like vacuumed you around you as a baby because you're like, I'm not gonna tiptoe around the baby and let it sleep ever.
Dude,
I've
no,
never-
listen. We could get
never
an alarm
been-
clock. We could hook it up. We could get an alarm clock. We could hook it up to a Hot Wheels car that runs into another thing,
And-
marble that runs into another thing that runs into a
and then
cup that pours water on his face.
Or
Right all the way through his room.
Or
That'd
you
be
could
fun.
just have a little like like switchgate and have the Hot Wheels track running right towards his nuts. And so then the Hot Wheels car just boo and hits him right in the nuts to wake
So
up.
I think the most convenient thing to get would be just a watch that vibrates,
Yeah.
just for nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you just charge your watch before bed.
Or learn to wake up your freaking.
But then it doesn't last all day.
Or charge it while
I
you're
charge
getting ready
it in the
too.
morning.
It would be a lot more charging, but you
Yeah.
could charge it enough.
But I forget.
That's the thing. All with the Goldberg machine, you'd have to remember to reset it.
What
every
time do
day.
you wake up, Garrett?
I wake up at 6.
6? Okay. Because I wake up at 6.
I know that face, Wade. I don't like it.
I'm debating if I should just like charge you like 69 cents a slab,
Nice.
and I'll just walk over to your apartment. Make sure you leave your door unlocked, and I'll come and slap you awake.
That's hilarious. 69
Okay.
cents a day.
Yeah, 69 cents a slap.
But I could also buy a watch for $20 that vibrates. But my idea works. It wakes me up.
Oh,
okay?
yeah. That's
Leaving
true,
my
that's
phone
true.
on my stomach works.
Okay, but why can't you plug in your phone while it's on your stomach?
Because I wirelessly charge it at night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember when wireless charging was first coming out, and they're like, you're going to be able to walk into a room, and your phone's going to charge. And they were like, no, we need
That's
magnets
the
to
same
hold
thing
this
as
thing
when
together.
3D printers
Yeah.
became big. They said you're going to be able to print your own food.
That's true, though. I mean, it's not true. But, like, you
No,
can.
you're gonna
they
print
have
little
printed edible
crappy
stuff,
toys that
yeah.
not even you would buy at the dollar store.
Yeah.
But
3D
they're
printers
cool,
are pretty
Wade.
cool. They are cool.
Yeah, I just want a octopus, okay? Like I want a Dwayne
Yeah.
Johnson octopus that
A
people.
octopus.
Yeah, have you not seen that
No, I
with
have.
3D printers? I want the octopus. Wait, Garrett has a
Toad.
yeah toad. I want one of those too.
I'll get you a
No,
toad.
there's another one that's like a T-Rex, and it's like a T-Rex.
Yep.
And it's
Ew.
just the head of the T-Rex.
I
is-
have I have several people that I know that have 3D printers. So
Wow, I hate all of it.
I would only make the worst things ever.
I cannot trust you with a 3D printer. I wanted to get into 3D printing, but one, it's expensive. Two, it's so tedious.
I have a 3D printer,
What?
but it's a resin.
Okay, but still, even
Resin.
then.
Oh,
Resin's better.
no.
yeah.
I mean, it depends what you're printing.
You want filament, dude.
No, you don't. Filament is cheaper, like cheaper material,
That's why you print thick with multiple
and it's
C's.
sparkly, and you can see the lines. With
That
resin,
is
you
true,
don't
you
see the
can
lines.
see the
Yeah, this
lines.
is
It's a
true.
solid.
Yeah.
But it depends what you're printing, because with resin you can't make those like cool little.
I want to make
slugs.
one of those huge resin coffee tables,
Oh, yeah.
or
That would
Yeah.
be dope.
You see the
Yeah,
ones
with,
where
like,
they
the
make like the
reclaimed wood.
wood,
yeah,
and, then,
it's
then
like they
cut
make a
thing in it,
river.
and then they the
Yeah,
river. That's
The
what I was
river
Yeah,
ones,
that's
or I've
what I
seen
think
people who
of.
make like a
Sick.
canyon and like filled it up
Why
halfway,
don't we do that?
and then put like a Millennium Falcon and a bunch of TIE
Yeah.
fighters through a canyon, and then filled it up the rest of the way.
But we
Yeah.
can use resin. There's like resin paintings you can do. Where
Yeah.
you just paint something and put resin over it.
We
and
could
gloss
make
it.
like
Yeah.
a frame. Like I want to make one of those coffee tables, but bro, that much resin is expensive.
That's true. That
It's
would be
not
super
that
expensive.
bad.
That's
it-
like
it-
thousands of dollars.
No.
For a table that size.
Okay,
That
this-
size. We could do one like this size.
No, but if you want one,
No,
I want
wait,
it
this is
huge.
Where are you
Plenty
gonna
big.
put it though?
We're gonna have a house. We could make it our kitchen table, our
That'd
dining
be
room
sick.
table, man.
That would be sick.
Is it furnished?
Yeah, I have no idea.
It is.
I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
It was when we went in there.
Yeah, it
after
was
the
it?
other people
Yeah.
moved out. So
I don't have
think-
to buy a bed.
I don't know.
Well, you'll have to buy a bed. It's just like dining room.
No, I know.
There's
I
no
know,
beds,
I know.
is there?
I
I
know.
don't think there is.
I don't
Just
think
use
I
there
can't
was.
remember for sure.
There was a dining room table that's about and chairs and stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, that's why I think the
Anyways.
debate is pretty uninteresting because I'm already convinced that Windows is better for regular use. And
Yeah, Windows is cheaper, especially to get, and you can't like gaming. You can't do. You're not
yeah,
buying a Mac
exactly.
for
You
gaming.
can't game. You can't. Whatever. It's just
So
you know.
regular
And
use, it
maybe
is
it's
10
just
times
because
better.
I'm in the College of Computer Science, like,
Right.
so I'm always with the other computer science majors and the software engineer majors and software management majors.
Yeah.
Not a single one of us or professors owns a Mac.
That
'cause y'all are poor.
No, that is
No.
that is because you're doing stuff that requires so much RAM.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
true.
that's
That
true.
is true.
I
We
like
need,
the hardware.
we need absurd amounts
I
of
like
RAM.
the hardware of stuff and building it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like,
I do love building it.
and you can't do that with.
Yeah.
That's
thing.
the other
There's
thing
just-
is there's
there's
no
strengths to both.
modifiability
So you can't upgrade
to Mac.
unless you buy a new one.
Yeah. But again, if you have one specific use case and you want, I want this to do creative works. That's what
I'm
that's what you're
agreeing
gonna
with you
get.
that Mac is good. I just don't think it's better than Windows
Right.
for the majority.
Yeah.
Right, for the majority. Yeah. No, I agree. For majority, no. But for niche, I think Mac is better.
But if you're talking about phones,
Did I forget to start the timer
there is
again?
absolutely no reason to own an Android. Unless you're a beta.
That's true.
Well, here's the other thing. I have no issue with Android. It's just Android owners are freaking annoying.
here's my
They never shut up about it.
here's
It's
my
like
issue
these,
with
it's like these
with
people
the
talking about
stopwatch
like
app. Here's my
walkable
issue with the
cities
stop-
recently. I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on. I'm just gonna be on the opposite side of whatever walkable cities idiots want to keep talking.
Yeah.
Not because they're idiots and not because they're a bad idea. Walkable cities are actually a really great idea. It's just the people who are always clamoring for it are so freaking annoying.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's
Just shut up.
They just try to shove it down your throat.
I know.
Regardless, like if I'm agreeing with them and they're shoving
And
it
it's
down
always
my
some
throat, I'm
Europe-
like,
it's
I'm
always
no
some-
longer agreeing
know,
with
It's
you.
I
always some
agree.
European who grew up in freaking Barcelona, and I'm like, duh. And they're like, oh, I'll just take the train over to Madrid, and I'll go over to Paris. It'll only take. I'm like, dog. Paris to Barcelona is like an 8-hour drive.
Well, you know the
And
car
that's
industry
two different
made
countries. Yeah,
made it the way it is. It
I
was
mean,
the car
all of
industry
our
that made
cities were
everything you have to
already that
drive.
spread. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, all of our cities were already way more spread out than Europe, because like the state of Utah is bigger than the country of Germany.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy
Like,
to think about.
That's why, like,
Yeah.
I've driven from Rexburg to Phoenix in a day. That's the equivalent of going from like
Like multiple
Fran-
countries.
yeah, going through
Yeah.
France, through
It
Spain,
really
all the
makes
way
you-
to Portugal.
It really makes you
Yeah.
think how
Yeah.
big the United States is.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, again, like,
But
yeah.
there's a car industry that did
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
You know what's even crazier though? You know what's even crazier? The U.S. is pretty small. Like it's big, it's huge, but it's small compared to like Africa or like the size of Asia. You know, width
Those
wise.
are continents, dog.
No, yeah, but still.
We're talking about a
like,
single country.
But
Well,
Russia,
yeah, well,
this is what I'm talking
yeah,
about though.
but
Do you
there's
know
only
about
two
the
countries-
Mercator effect?
Yeah. Nah, what?
Okay, so basically, a big map guy, map nerd, was trying to put the globe onto a square, right? So we could look at a map, right?
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
because it doesn't map perfectly, he had to warp it in certain ways. So the U.S. shows up bigger on maps than it actually is, and Africa is like super teeny tiny. Greenland looks huge when it's really, really small.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole
I
thing.
know what you're talking about.
So like, even
so
though
it's
we're
not
pretty
to
big,
scale, obviously.
no, yeah, it's the regular
it's like,
map is not
it's
to
like
scale at all.
everything between like the United States and like Panama, like that section, like tip of Southern America to the North U.S. border looks
Yeah.
the biggest compared to everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So, anyways,
Interesting.
it's a big thing with like maps, and people are like, you should draw Africa bigger, but that's just like, holy crap, that's huge. You know, you go through like one bit section of like, same thing, Wyoming to Utah, whatever, end
Yeah.
to end, and you put that on Wyoming or Africa, it's gonna be even bigger. It's just huge, you know.
Yeah.
I
And the
see.
Minecraft world is still bigger. I'm kidding.
Hey, a Minecraft world does have an end to it. It's
That's true.
30 million by 30 million blocks.
Yeah.
But it told me it was unlimited.
If you can build all the way to the 30 million block border, then
That's
congrats to you. 'cause
how long do you think
nobody
that would
has.
take to be in creative mode and start a block and just go all the way across?
People have done it.
People have walked,
Yeah.
and I think it took them a couple of years and like
Yeah.
long time
It was like a whole game time of like a month and a half or something.
of
Yeah. Non-stop if you were just going straight.
That's
Going.
awful.
Yeah.
and that was survival mode. But yeah,
Yeah.
That's still awful.
Yeah.
yeah, you can
Um,
teleport over there.
What do you talk about this with the car industry though? Was it the car industry that did it, or we were like?
The car industry made it so you had to buy a car.
I
to
thought it
work.
was just like, oh man, we have so much.
No, that
wide
was
open
that was the
space.
development of suburbia, which was not necessarily influenced by cars, but it really helped
Yeah. Okay.
because suburbia kind of came around post World War II, and cars and highways had already been around. So just once the population moved to suburbs from downtown cities, then everyone bought a car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but once it started, they've pushed it.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, 'cause they're
So
like-
now you're required to own a car. Genius idea.
Not necessarily.
because
It
before
depends where you
cars,
live.
you'd walk everywhere.
That's
Obviously.
the thing. If you live in
But
where
that's
most people
because
are, like a
most
suburb,
people, people
gotta
were
drive.
just in cities. Like, imagine the entire population of Utah condensed into like Salt Lake County.
Sounds
Well, it's not even that.
terrible.
It's just I'm in Salt Lake. I work in Salt Lake, or even within
Like
your
most
own
people
city.
I know who live in it, it's also like just college towns. Like college towns are pretty pedestrian friendly because like they have such a mass population of kids. And just
It is
people there.
pedestrian friendly, but they're not walking across all the way across Provo.
Yeah, but I mean Provo's kind of unique in that it's not really a college town like per se, because you take away BYU, there's a lot to Provo versus like
That's true.
Rexburg. You take away BYUI, there's nothing.
I'm
there.
still not walking across BYU. I mean Rexburg.
like well, I lived in Rexburg without a car, dog.
Yeah, you
That's
can do
terrible.
Yeah, I
You're just
grocery
in your
shopping,
little
work,
area.
like that was fine,
it.
and that was
normal
people's
before
lives.
cars. But why
Yeah.
couldn't have they? Why like what changed?
Yeah, it's just people moved out to the suburbs.
So why can't they put stuff there?
zoning laws.
zoning laws? And
I don't know. I can't remember exactly how it all played in, but I know the car industry played a big part.
Oh well, yeah.
in
Yeah.
where like how stuff works now.
And it's like the other thing is like if you really don't want to live like people in huge cities like Los Angeles or downtown or San Francisco or New York, most New Yorkers don't own a car, dog.
Okay, but they're
Again,
not owning, but they're still taking public transportation.
yeah.
They're still taxis. You know, it's some sort of vehicle.
Yeah.
And you forget like prior to that, like you didn't there are like three professions, mostly just two. You either worked for yourself and were a farmer, or you worked in a factory somewhere, and that's it. That's literally it.
See, the way I always heard it was that because we were down in the West, we had a lot of room to spread out.
Yeah, like the
so
East
it's like
Coast is
we
a
don't
lot
have
more
to be
condensed.
all up close to each other because we have to. So all these old towns were at these huge big roads because they had their carts and stuff. Like they did have stuff that was car sized, and they had like, well, we want room to do that.
Yeah,
And it's been
also,
great
yeah.
as the world develops because now we have all these roads for cars. And it's like that's why it's so
It's
great to
wild,
drive
too.
here
Yeah.
and not in
Like
a city like New
driving,
York.
like say you drive from Salt Lake to St. George, right? Nothing really in between. You'll go through like Cedar and Beaver and all those other little towns.
So
and
nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Versus go to the East Coast, you could drive from D.C. to Boston in about the same amount of time, and you'll go through like Washington D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, Hartford, like all those
There is
huge cities that are
something-
bigger than Salt Lake City.
There's
like
something
in
I
such a
cannot
condensed
stand.
area.
and
Yeah.
it's traffic. I
That's
cannot
the other thing is traffic.
stand traffic. It bugs me so
Yeah.
much. Today there was a guy that a semi truck ran into a car.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't stand it. I don't care that you got hit
My day was so much worse than yours.
because I had to sit here
In your
in
traffic.
Salt Lake for like an hour longer than I had to. I hate
Yeah.
Salt Lake already.
Well, I always have to go through traffic when I go up to Salt Lake. It's annoying.
That's why I started leaving at 4
Yeah.
because traffic is so much better.
Dude, even leaving 30 minutes earlier, like it's huge. It's so crazy.
Like I can get if I leave at 5 to get home, I get home at like closer to 6.
Yeah.
If I leave at 4, I get home at like 4:20.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like I was picking somebody up at in Orem, and if I left at 4, I would be half an hour late. If I left at 3:30, I would be half an hour early. Because there's just no middle ground
Yeah.
there, you know?
That was dumb.
Yeah.
I hate traffic.
It is really annoying.
But I did go to Oregon, and I went to what's it called? What's the capital of Oregon?
Philadelphia. I don't know.
Starts with a P.
It's not
Portland.
Portland.
I don't
is
know
that
if it's
the
a capital.
Yeah.
I know it's the
don't
biggest. I know
Portland,
it's the big
Oregon.
City.
Hey Siri, what's the capital of Oregon?
Salem, that's
Salem.
it,
Okay.
That's it.
I meant
I was
Portland.
thinking, yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's crappy traffic all the time, right? We went during COVID. I didn't see a single car on the road the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
It was so
Amazing.
great. I'm like, bring back COVID. I'm just joking.
You
I'm just
probably
joking.
saw downtown on fire from
It
a
was
bunch of
worth
protests,
it.
though.
No, we had gone the day after one of the big protests.
Oh, good. So,
And so we didn't see any
It was
protesting, but we
clear.
saw
like the
the
aftermath.
after effects.
Oh,
And it was
yeah.
it was interesting.
Really?
And what's
Wow.
interesting is like the murals didn't get touched.
Yeah.
course, because-
yeah.
It was crazy because people are
Freaking-
spray painting everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the murals, not a single thing.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Interesting. You know, unrelated, but it was intended that most states, the largest city in the state would not be the state capital. And to the point where I think it's only like 6 or 8 states in the United States have their largest city as the capital.
Do you know Salt Lake wasn't
And-
supposed to be the capital?
Fillmore was supposed
Fillmore
to be
was
the capital.
supposed to
Yeah.
be the
Fillmore
capital.
was supposed to be.
Which, thank goodness.
Thank
I mean,
goodness.
We
not
would
the
live-
Salt Lake, but
suck.
come on, Fillmore.
Well,
Fillmore.
Fillmore would have been way more progressed if it was the capital.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. It wouldn't
And
be the
it's I
yokel
think it's
town it
just
is.
like we're just not used to it because I grew up in mostly Arizona and Utah, and so Phoenix and Salt Lake are the biggest cities in each of those states.
Yeah.
Although I did live in Reno for a bit, and Carson City is the capital of Nevada,
What's the capital of California?
Sacramento.
Oh yeah.
Which California, like you got San Diego, you got San Jose, you got San Francisco, Los
LA,
Angeles,
yeah.
Oakland, that are all bigger than San
Yeah.
Francisco. And then
Yeah.
like I don't know, it's weird to think about. And like New York City's not the state capital.
New York. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
That is so weird.
What's the capital of New York?
Albany.
Albany, New York.
I never heard of that name in my life.
Yeah, I'm like a lot of
What's that
it's
Weird Al
wild.
song? Al whatever. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
But yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we started on, to be honest. Oh yeah,
Mac versus
Mac.
Windows.
How did that happen? I thought you were talking about mac and cheese when you first like announced it.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about it. Earlier.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we found a consensus here.
but-
Buy an iPhone.
But yeah, I can't understand why anyone would want an Android. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, I get that there's some, but I don't know, man.
But why? Is it because you're trying to prove a point
Yeah.
that you're like, I don't need this?
Write in. Tell us why you have an Android. You poor people.
Is it that
You know what time it
It's that
is.
time.
It's hot tub time.
It's time.
It's time.
Now, I have a funny story, boys. I forgot to post the VOD thing on YouTube, so we definitely don't have anything there.
Oh, no. Do you have any other responses? I have not received any DMs
Let me check.
on the
Let
Instagram.
me check, please.
If we have to go to AI again.
Please.
It can rag on Garrett, but
Now, maybe we could do like a little contingency and respond to stuff on my TikTok, because I did post TikTok with a bunch of comments.
oh, okay, yeah,
but it
yeah.
might not be as interesting.
I don't mind. I do want to look at that regardless.
I would as well. I'm looking that up.
All right, our first one from Lily, my sister.
Sorry, guys.
The
It's TikTok.
first one is check your DMs and answer my question.
DM where?
My Instagram DMs. She says, "What's your opinion on this?" I don't know. Let's find out.
Is it a video?
Okay, hang on. It's a video. It says, "What the frick?" Okay, whatever. Guys, help us girls out with this. What's the equivalent to flowers for guys?
Legos.
Baby, what's the equivalent of flowers for guys? That guy's got a sick mustache.
Like getting flowers, what's the equivalent of that for a man?
Are flowers not acceptable?
Flowers are acceptable.
I like flowers.
What a bum.
If someone were to give me flowers, I don't know. It's not bad.
I just want unlimited. Is that too much to ask?
It's
Yes.
equivalent to flowers.
Yes.
It's equivalent to
No, that is
flowers.
not equivalent.
What? You're right. It's lesser. We need. I don't know.
I mean, flowers. You could. That's fine.
Flowers are okay. I don't.
I
It's
can't
a
really
gesture.
say I care about them. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's a gesture, and you're like, oh, and I like that. But
Just
you
give
look
me
at 'em.
Legos.
Yeah.
But Legos
Legos.
are more expensive.
No,
than
but like a
flowers.
little, bruh.
But yeah, I'm talking like a
good
little one.
flowers is at least like $17 to $20.
And you
Even
could
like
get
the
a
Costco
decent
ones.
little Lego
And you could
set
get a
with that.
decent
Yeah,
little
but how
Lego
many
set.
decent little Lego sets are there?
A lot.
How many times are you buying flowers for a girl within a year? You don't buy them.
I don't know. I'm not a simp. You answer that.
You shouldn't buy them on holidays. You should just buy them throughout the year.
Flowers?
Yeah.
Go
'Cause it's
for
a
it.
gesture.
Simp.
Oh, okay,
Listen,
I
what
agree with Garrett because you wouldn't
No,
want
I
to get
know.
a small Lego set every time. You gotta have something different.
Yeah.
It's gotta be different. How about the flower Lego set?
Those are
Blowjobs are
expensive.
acceptable.
No, Wade.
Okay. What's the definition of simp?
We're not having this debate right now.
No, okay, I do want to have this debate because the
It's whatever you
traditional.
are.
I don't think you can be a simp while in a relationship.
Yeah,
No,
you can.
I don't
you
think so.
can be,
You're
but it
definitely-
is
You don't even
rare.
wear the pants in your own relationship.
it is rare.
I think the definition of a simp is
Stop playing with
doing-
the mic.
doing girlfriend or doing relationship things outside of a relationship.
No,
Well, it's
I think a
specifically
simp.
it's the guy best friend who's like desperately trying to win over the girl, and then she'll go over and post like, "Oh, we had such a good friend date today," or like, "Oh, you're
That
like a
is the
brother to me."
definition
No,
of a
no, no.
simp.
Yeah.
I
right
think
there.
it boils
And then
down
they
more
don't
than that,
stop.
Though. I think it boils down more than that, though. It is the gesture of a guy trying to appease and get with a girl who has zero interest in him.
And it's
That is a simp.
and he
Especially-
doesn't recognize it.
Either he doesn't recognize it or he's been told and he still does anyway.
No, he can
Oh,
recognize
yeah.
it, but he just keeps trying.
But it's the
Yeah.
juxtaposition of the zero chance.
that's basically
yeah, the
what I
zero
said.
chance and the all in. That's the.
You're
that's the-
doing your relationship things,
Yeah.
and you cannot. They're not. Gonna
I
be
still
there.
argue you're a
And-
simp, even
Yeah.
though.
You guys just like calling me a simp.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
a freaking
no,
You can't
simp.
be a simp in a relationship.
That's fair. That's fair. You cannot be a. Yeah. Okay.
That's fair.
Should there be another word for someone who's lame and cheesy in a relationship?
Bottom.
Okay. Yeah.
No, that's just a Hallmark thing. Cheesy.
No, you're right. But I still want to
A
make fun of you, even if
relationship,
simp
you
isn't
can
the
make
right
fun
word.
of me, and you can still call me a simp.
All right,
But-
bottom.
But lady, if you read someone's text when they're first starting to talk, it's cringy.
No, yeah, that's the thing. It's gonna be cringe no matter what.
No matter what you say
Yeah.
or do, it's cringy from an outside
cringe.
Do you
perspective.
guys read your own like texts or old conversations? I had this. I
mean,
had this debate with someone recently.
No,
I used
not really.
to as like a teenager, and then like I finally, obviously, grew up a little bit, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's just not a healthy thing to do, especially if it's with like a relationship that's ended.
Oh
No,
yeah,
no,
To
not
the
no,
point
no, no,
where
no, no,
like
no,
no.
to
No,
the
no,
point
no.
where like yeah, there can be comforting and like really fun convos that you had, but I don't know, mainly because I just like phone storage. I have mine wipe like every 3 months. I think.
I think the
Yeah,
question
you gotta
should
delete.
be,
You gotta delete those
at
messages.
least well, not even if you're not manually doing, just if especially if you have an iPhone, you can set them to like save like I think 3
Yeah.
months, 1 year, or all time.
Exactly.
And I just have mine for 3 months. Like
It's
I
like, what are you
don't
gonna do with
care.
it?
I like keeping texts if I'm in a current relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could read texts in a relationship I've been. I'm fine with that.
Take a screenshot. It lasts longer.
I'm not gonna screenshot.
That's amazing. You know, I think I
I don't
just
know.
don't. I don't have the time to go back and read a conversation, which I've already had.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
maybe if it's like small, like it only happened a day ago, and you're like,
That is true,
You
and you're
know.
like trying to, or
but I don't scroll
you're
up.
showing-
If it's already there, then I'll be like, eh,
most of the time,
The
the most
reason-
memorable things I can just like use the search thing, or if it's like something relevant that I need,
it's only
like
relevancy
and
for me.
yeah, but like it's never if it's relevant, then it's usually not more than
The
2 days
only
old.
thing I typically go back for, especially in the group chat, is I'll go look at pictures.
Yeah,
Of
or
like
just context
memes
behind them.
or yeah.
Yeah.
That's typically the only
Well, that's the
reason I
thing.
would go read.
There's reasons to
reread.
go scroll up and read text,
Yeah.
but it's not you're in a relationship and you
Let's
want to
see,
see whatever
yeah.
like.
I want to see
I
the
don't know.
TikTok comments now.
Okay.
Oh
okay.
yeah, I'm looking that up.
Let me pull this up.
Why is there so many presidential
Well,
gaming
I was
videos?
looking it up. But that's
Oh
literally
my
all I get anymore.
gosh.
I freaking love the presidential gaming videos. Oh, they're all gone now. Okay.
Okay.
Here's my TikTok. So my latest TikTok
Comments.
yesterday. This is what I said.
All right, boys, let's start placing the TNT.
All right.
Alrighty.
Congress gets nothing done, and these memes are why. Back in the olden days, anybody elected to Congress had to move to Washington to do their jobs.
I just got a
This
text.
meant everybody from both sides of the aisle had to be neighbors. Not only did they share the same parks and bars, but like their wives were in clubs together. Of course, this
This
made
is
it a
also
lot
when there's
easier
only
for
13
everybody to
states.
see their opponents as people. People who are trying to build a better America, even if their methods are just a little different. But during the 80s and 90s, it became feasible for politicians to fly in for their job and then fly home. Now, the only time they see these people is when they're arguing in Congress.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to demonize the other side if you don't have to shoot pool with them at the end of the day. And we can already see these relationships being made within the memes. Some of them are closer, some of them are mediators, but they're all trying to work together to reach a common goal. I think if we made it mandatory for politicians to game together, they would be a lot closer to building a better tomorrow.
No, of course I go off the rails a little bit at the end and embellish
You saved
my
it
theory.
there.
Yeah, I definitely embellish
No.
my theory a little bit, but I do think it's true that if people had to like hang out and be together, you have to see them at church tomorrow morning. You
Oh
know,
yeah, definitely.
you wouldn't necessarily be quite as there wouldn't be so much divide.
I just went through every single video, and we don't have a single comment on TikTok.
Nope, no, wait, no, not our TikTok. That was the TikTok I meant. The
Okay,
comments on.
yeah. I
Um,
think I don't. Well, I don't know how you'd oversee it, but because I do know. Yeah, I don't know how you. I don't think it's a bad idea. I just don't know how you would regulate it.
No, I have no idea how you'd do it.
But yeah, require them to live all in DC.
Yeah,
or
but we
something.
will hear this. So one guy says this just blew my mind.
This was also like
On Heavenly Cynic, this just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Probably a girl actually. Point well made, sir. Okay, this is the one that I thought was interesting. Just vibing 1221. I wonder if we'll see it anyway, when we're younger and people actually get to hold office.
yeah.
I wonder if anyways when younger people actually get to hold office. That's what he said. So like because eventually the gamers will grow up and become politicians.
Definitely. I don't know. We'll see. Because here's the thing. It's like everyone's like, it's just like the parents' generation hates video games. That's why our generation games a lot.
Right.
I think it might also just be a growing up thing. Because like my parents, all they did, like my dad like talks about like all he did was game as a kid. Because like
Yeah.
it was kind of that first video game generation of the 80s. So like they'd go to the arcade or they'd get an N64 and then just game. And they do it with their buddies. And they do kind of like we do, like with Smash Bros or whatever.
Yeah.
But like they all just kind of grew up and had families. I think even though we're all adults, we still game together. But like people forget like the transition to like from teenager to adult is not nearly as crazy as just being a single adult to married with children.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But on the other hand,
We'll see.
video games is so much more available
That is
to
true.
be at home
That is
and
true.
popular and yeah.
That is true.
and more common. Yeah, because with an
So we'll see.
N64, you grow up, get married with kids. You're not playing with your friends anymore. They're
Yeah.
not coming over and playing with you.
You better come hang out with me when we got kids. We'll make our kids play.
No,
together.
we hang out and we barbecue and we drink Mountain Dew and then we go our separate ways for like 3 years. That's what happens.
Or we could go and live close by, and we'll go on dates all the time.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Or
I'm
you guys
gonna
can
live
come
in
over
Phoenix.
to my house
Oh, no.
and play games.
Yeah.
Board games and shiz, like old.
Well, here's my
Old.
response. Here's what my response was to him. I think we'll definitely see it, but not with political opponents. You have no reason to game with someone who's not your friend. You know?
Yeah, I don't. I
It'll be
only
way
game
less
with like
likely.
my close friends too. So
Exactly. So I think that even if our politicians grow up, or our people grow up to be gamer politicians, they won't game with the other side, which is the important key piece of these memes.
here's the other thing.
They'll just
Even
be with
though
their
they're
buddies.
like allies, political allies, they're still just coworkers. Like I don't
Yeah.
think many of them are friends.
Yeah, totally.
Like even like president and vice president, it doesn't matter from which presidency. Like they're just colleagues.
Yeah.
Like I don't think any of them are friends. Like
Yeah.
outside of work.
That's interesting.
all right,
I
the next
never
one
thought
was
about
Iri Kasari. I think it's very understandable. I think a little bit of a stretch, but it might work. And I was like, yeah. I said world peace might not be achieved, but we could see a bit of an understanding. But we kind of like, yeah, I think, it's a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, why can't my vice president be someone I know?
What do you mean?
Because vice president isn't isn't voted on. Vice
Yeah,
president
well,
is
they're
picked
elected
within the
with the
Yeah, they're
presidency.
elected with the president.
It used to be the runner-up.
That's what I was gonna say. It used to be the runner-up, which I think would be interesting, but I don't
But
know.
like,
But
why
that only
can't
lasted 2
why is
presidencies.
why is it
Yeah.
uncommon for like me to run as president? And I'm like, oh wait,
Well, what's funny is
You
like
are
the vice
interested
president is only picked like the elections in November. They only pick the running mate like the summer before, so a couple months before the election. So they don't even announce their intention to run
yeah.
yeah, but I'm
until,
not.
like,
I'm not gonna.
with the running
If
mate.
I'm planning on running for president, I'm gonna plan on picking somebody.
It
You already
also
kinda
could
have it
be
in your head,
whatever
yeah.
strategic. Yeah, it could also be whatever strategic advantage it gives you. Like Kamala Harris and Joe Biden hated each other. Like, and I'm pretty sure they still do. But they like were huge opponents until Biden started pulling higher than Kamala.
They're
So
like,
she
"Oh,
kind of
well,
she
yeah."
she pulled out of the race, but they saw she was still pulling very highly for the vice. And so it's
That's
still
who you get for your vice. Yeah.
he picked her for the vice. So
I guess you could do that, but I don't really like.
and
that.
I'm like, yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's not. And
'Cause
then
why
like,
would I want to see someone every day that I hate?
yeah, I'm like, and then it's like, well, do you hate some of your coworkers? Like, you don't really
Yeah,
have a
I do,
choice.
but
I don't actually.
but if I can
Yeah.
pick my coworkers, it's different.
I don't
can
know.
Pick my
I don't
vice
know. Here's
president.
the other thing in business. I was talking to my dad about this one time. He's like, that's why family businesses often struggle, or just hiring your friends. Like, you need to get along with your coworkers, but like almost not be friends with them. I don't have issues or beef with any of my coworkers. I love all my coworkers.
It's like living with friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd never.
We'll test that.
I'd
Yeah.
never
Well, I've tested
hang
that
out
and
with
it-
them outside of
And
work.
actually, it's never worked.
And yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
so it's like you gotta be able to work together, but like not be too friendly almost, because then you're losing
Well, it's
sight
like
at the task.
think about
at
it like
hand.
this. This is a smaller version of think about it. Let's say I own a house and I rent it out to you guys, and you guys are like, "Oh, I'm gonna be late on some payments." You know, stuff happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. But then all of a sudden you stop paying completely.
And then
Yeah.
you're like, then your friendship deteriorates.
exactly
because
I'm like, "Are you for real?" So
Yeah.
Because
It's
then
the same
you gave us
thing.
the leeway because we were already friends. Like, okay, yeah, you can make this payment late. I understand times are hard. Versus with another tenant, you might not be so willing to do that. But then we take advantage of you, and the friendship just sucks.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you're taking advantage of your friendship. It never ends good. Like the friendship is no longer there after that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with that in business.
And I think secondly, like with business, it's got to be that you can have a performance review and go, "Hey, you didn't do so great," and be like
Yeah.
honest and be like, "All right, we'll try it." And if you're both trying to get better,
You
it just takes. It's like
Versus if it's a close friend, you don't want to tell them like, "Hey, you really suck at your job."
exactly.
In these areas.
You got to go into it
see, but I disagree.
being blunt.
Yeah.
I
with each
disagree.
other.
I think you've got to have that. Like, sure, maybe it's not like ideal. Like, yeah, like it's awkward at first, but like if you can achieve that, then it works. But if you can't, tell
Yeah.
them, "Look, bro, the second part of that last podcast, it sucked."
Yeah.
But if you can't do that, then like, of course, your business is gonna
Yeah.
deteriorate. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
harder.
So let's start a business together.
No,
Hey, we're already
I
making.
don't
t-shirts.
trust you.
All right, Josh, it'll be me and you.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
So,
this is a
Yeah.
long after.
hold on. I do have a
Okay,
little
what do
bit
you
more. A couple of announcements. This weekend we will be partaking. I haven't consulted the boys, so they might hate me for this. But
the
our
sacrament?
first.
That better be what you're saying, Wade.
No, so our first random movie of the week. We will
Oh,
be
sick.
watching Yes Man on Saturday, and we will talk about it next week.
You gonna be there, Garrett?
I have some bad news. My sister's getting married, and
Oh,
there's
that's
some
right.
parties on
That's
Saturday.
fair because we were gonna eat a bunch of food that's not gluten free
That's
anyway.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I will watch Yes Man sometime within this.
Okay,
yeah,
that's right.
I have the
The
DVD.
next
You can borrow
recording.
it if you need
Yeah,
to.
watch Yes Man and
Second announcement next week. Still to be determined who we will have our first guest.
yay! Next week is our
Whoa.
first guest.
So We don't know. Well, actually, we kind of know who. But
Yeah.
we will leave that up to a surprise for you, the viewer. So,
Yay.
anything else to add?
Guys, I started an Etsy shop.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he
You
did.
I
started an
I
Etsy
sell
shop.
little
did.
posters. They're more girly posters because I'm the person that draws them.
Oh, okay.
Just
He's
I
just a little
I
feminine.
I'm the business side. She's the artist side.
Okay.
Okay.
So, if you like posters, check me out. It's just Clearly Wall Art is the name of it.
Cool.
Clearly
Well, should we
wall
link it in the description?
Yeah, sure.
It'll
why
be
not?
linked in the description.
Clearly Wall Art. It's wall art you actually want.
Cool. I should buy some.
Sick.
You don't have to. It's like it's more. It is more.
I kind of
fun.
want to buy
They
it.
actually do have some cool like ninja looking ones, or like dojo looking.
I'll look at it
ones.
after the podcast. Anything else? Any other plugs?
No, hurry
Dude,
up and send
My
us out. I've
TikTok
really
has
got to
been
poo,
popping
dude.
off. All right.
I've
Well,
got to poo so bad.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone,
everybody, for
once
listening.
again for listening. Yeah, check us out. We're on all different platforms now.
we're on
dragging this out, you horrible
TikTok.
monster.
We're on TikToks and
I've
Hot
been
Tub
pitching it for
Talking.
like 20
Thank
minutes.
you.
Hot
Thank
Tub
you.
Talking at TikTok.
Yeah, thank you for.
I'm at Chip and Dip on underscore on.
Thank you for the
TikTok
people that
as well.
commented, like Lily. I don't know if there's anything else.
That was about it.
And
it was
the
just
other
Lily.
Yeah, we love your
in the random
comments.
video.
Comments
we
on the
love
other video.
you.
We'll see if they ever see this. Probably not.
Okay, I can't hold it anymore. Bye.
Hey,
Okay. Goodbye, Wade.
we appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for Talbot for helping us out with the shorts.
Always thank you for Talbot.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Bubble. There they are. Bye.